Did Dokkan actually give us LR Ribrianne before KId Buu? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video, and we have the details for the next LR on JP Dokkan. This LR will introduce the pity system on Dokkan's JP side of things, while Tree of Might Goku will introduce it on the global side of things. This is really interesting because, I mean, while it does fit the theme of the Tournament of Power with the Int Androids, who are the current Dokkan Fest on JP, it is a bit unexpected given that there's so many other characters that maybe could have gotten an LR before this character. But nonetheless, they're here, and it's time to check out their animations and see what they do. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to pause the music here. We're going to take a look at our animations first. So adjust your headphones, do whatever you need to do, and let's take a look. All right, so that was unexpected, and they gave her the giant form too, no less. I did not expect that, especially since we pretty much already have that. So very interesting. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at what they do. We got the translations. Shout out to the homie Garesh for the translations here, but let's go ahead, let's take a look at what this Ribrianne does. So it is technically not a Ribrianne, it's Ribrianne, Kakunsa, and Rosie. Leader's skill is Special Pose, Power of Wishes, category Key 4, and attack and defense HP 150%. They do have that entrance animation that we saw there in the beginning. On their 12 key, they are raising attack and defense for 1 turn, causing colossal damage. On their 18 key, they are greatly raising attack and defense for 1 turn, causing mega colossal damage. So nothing too special on there, pretty standard super attack effects. On their passive, right, when they activate the entrance animation, when there are 2 or more tournament participant category allies on the team other than this character, they change STR, AGL, and Fizz key spheres to tech for 1 turn. They gain key 3 for 3 turns, and they get key 3 attack defense 122%. They change STR key spheres to tech key spheres, medium chance to change AGL key spheres to tech key spheres, and medium chance to change Fizz key spheres to tech key spheres, performing an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super attack if HP is 66% or above when attacking. They get an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super attack if there's another Universe Survival Saga category ally attacking in the same turn. They gain an additional attack key 2 when attacking, and gain an additional attack defense 122% and reduce damage received by 22% when collecting 2 or more type key spheres. They also have a chance of performing a critical hit 22% for every 2 key spheres of pain. So this to the max of 66. So this is a really, really interesting passive here, because there's a whole lot going on, specifically in the realm of orb changing, right? When we look at the orb changing that's happening here, right, there's basically a chance to change almost every orb on the field, which would really help her out. After all, she is a tech type, and as an LR, and if you were to transform her into giant form, which we'll talk about what that needs in a second, but that would definitely help her out in giant form. As we know, one of the issues with giant form is ki. This would help with that struggling for ki. The other thing about that is looking at the links. She's got More Than Meets the Eye, Metamorphosis, Battlefield Diva, Signature Pose, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. I mean, if she's being run on a Universal Survival Saga team, she's more than likely got at least 3 links. But outside of that, she's going to be missing most of the other links she wants. Battlefield Diva, there aren't going to be too many characters in there that are going to have that. Metamorphosis, Signature Pose. I mean, unless you're running her with other Universe 11 characters, I guess, or other Universe 2 characters. Although the rest of them are all free to play at this point. So, I say all that to say, the key spheres is going to help her out managing that key that she's really going to be missing out on, because she doesn't have too much in the way of key from her links. So that'll be very helpful. But she's also getting a ton of attack and defense from each of that, right? 122 at the start of turn, right? She's also going to get another 122% with at least 2 type key spheres, and also critical hit up to 66% for every 2 she gets, right? So she gets 2 same type key spheres, right? She's going to get 22%. If she gets 4, 44%. If she gets 3, 66% chance to crit. So there's a whole lot going on here. I'm seeing some things that I like. Not necessarily a big fan of the unit, but I mean, hey, it was coming eventually. Makes sense to do it now. But at the very least, she seems like she will be good on a Universal Survival Saga or Tournament Participants team. Although, again, same thing I said about the androids and like STR Jiren, right? A lot of these characters want to be run on their respective teams, mostly due to the links, even if they're not specifically restricted to that specific team. Like, she could totally run Universal Survival Saga and Tournament Participants. She's going to be very, very good on those generic teams for those sagas. However, she's going to perform much better when next to other characters of a similar type, right? She also does have a giant form, so this will give Universal Survival Saga reps of, and, like the reps of Universe 7, which is what most people want to use, right? Access to a giant form that is still on Universal Survival Saga, right? And it can be activated when there's another Power of Wishes category ally attacking it in the same turn when 66% or below, once 6 turns have elapsed from the start of battle, or after 6 turns, right? So if you don't have her next to a Power of Wishes, you can do it on 6 turns. But I mean, realistically, I'm imagining there's no way you're running a Universal Survival Saga at this point without Blue Kaioken Goku, so that's taken care of right there, the Power of Wishes, right? You activate her giant form on the turn that you're ready to use the Spirit Bomb. Clear out whatever you can with her giant form and then launch the Spirit Bomb, because you'll be able to do both on that turn. And if somehow the enemy is still alive after all of that, well, then Blue Kaioken will probably destroy them with his regular super attacks anyways, because now you don't have to worry about super attacks. So, I mean, there's a lot going on. It's going to be very, very helpful from this team. honestly. While in giant form, though, the 12 key is causing destructive damage. The 18 key is greatly raising attack and causing destructive damage. She does get key 2 in addition per key sphere obtained. So it's going to be really easy to get that 18 key. She changes STR to tech and randomly changes types other than STR and tech to rainbow, which will also help. Also has a high chance of performing crit. So she's got ways like the tech orange Piccolo to mitigate damage while in giant form, right? One of the things with giant form is the lack of damage because of lack of links. Giving her tech, giving her the ability to change tech spheres and gain an additional key will ensure that you hit that 18 key. That 18 key is then greatly raising your attack. You launch the additional attack. You've now got a lot of damage output, plus the 50% chance to crit will very much help with that. So liking what I'm seeing, very, very good. I guess the only question is what's going to come along with her, because this is the part 2 LR for JP Dokkan, and we know they're not going to just leave it at that. There's going to be more stuff. We already know they'll be getting a new Super Battle Road. I think it's Planetary Destruction on top of that with this, but that won't be it. Chances are there'll be another there might be another easy A, and looking at the list of available units, there isn't too much in the way of available units to easy A. The easy A will probably come from Universal Survival Saga or Power of Wishes, given that those are her 2 lead categories. There isn't much on Power of Wishes, however, there is a crossover between Universal Survival Saga and Power of Wishes who hasn't easy A'd yet, and that is the Fizz. Where is she? The Fizz giant form Ribrianne. So there's a chance she could get an easy A, but she is a free-to-play awakening unit. She has Shattering the Limit as her link. So, I mean, there's still a couple Universal Survival Saga units that could easy A to help her out. We could see the Topo easy A, although that's maybe a little bit too soon. What I could see is Fizz Ribrianne, Batch easy A alongside Bergamo and AGL KId Buu. I mean, that's about the only things left aside from Topo and then Tech Jiren or STR UI Goku, but those seem way out of the likelihood. So I think the likely candidates, if there is to be one, is probably the Fizz Ribrianne, Bergamo, and maybe Topo and KId Buu here as like a batch easy A for this celebration. Because I mean, part 1 did have a lot, so there might not be, but just trying to think off the cuff who could be on there, honestly. So anyways, guys, that is the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, how upset are you that we got an LR Ribrianne or Universe 2 girls before we got an LR KId Buu? I know it was a long time coming, but it is just a little bit surprising that it actually did happen. So anyways, guys, that's it for the video. If nothing else, make sure you hit that like button, and we will catch you later. Aloha.